welcome back to My Uncomplicated Life. It's your girl Terry back with another video. And today, I'm talking about the importance of living within your means or below your means. Because a lot of the times, I feel like there's a lot of flexing going on. There's a lot of wanting to appear a certain way in front of other people. There's a lot of, oh, so-and-so did this on social media, I got to do that too. And not do it anytime, random time, but I got to do it right now because they're doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of follow the leader versus just following the Lord and what the Lord called you to do. Now, this is not to say, oh, so-and-so, like a person is negative just for doing these things. Maybe some people, I would say all of us probably have done something at some point to where we lived above our means. Or not even all, maybe most, where we could take a look back and be like, oh, I realize I'm doing this just because, it's, I don't know any better type of thing. That's the mindset. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't know any better. I wasn't taught how to do this properly. Or, I never really sought out what's the best way to do this. I like how Dave Ramsey mentions in his financial expertise that it is important to avoid debt whatsoever. Avoid taking out loans that you don't need, avoiding, racking up on your credit card, all this stuff. Like, avoid the overusage of these things. Because those things, and it's already been said too, that those things are supposed to be used for however much you actually need, not to flex, to flex and do all these things, but it's like, does this person actually need this? Okay, loans, credit cards, maybe their last resort, but it is best as much as possible to plan ahead, to live within one's means, not going overboard too much, and just, that's how the things that I've mentioned previously in this finance series go into play, because when a person is budgeting, when a person is saving, when a person is living within their means, a person is able to have money premature or in advance, basically have money in advance for these things. I was gonna say prematurely, but in advance, basically having money in advance to prepare for things that come up. Not only preventative wise, like preventing car issues because you keep your oil changes, you help your tires, but also just in advance for a trip. That's not nothing that you have to repair something, but it is something you want to have in advance ready. Maybe in a technical sense, you are preparing something if, let's say, you're just kind of worn out and you're like, oh, for my mental health, for my self-care, I just want to go out to this trip. When you have it saved up, you already got the money for it. And that savings comes with living within your means and being able to put something aside for another time. So yeah, write in the comments below, what is something that you believe you can cut cost on? Something that maybe you kind of overspend a little bit and you're like, oh, this is something I can definitely get less often or not get it all, or, just that type of thing. Even if you don't want to comment, reflect in your mind about it. Because this is more than just commenting and that type of thing. It's also about, I want you to be able to really reflect on this and think about this. Like, what can I do to help myself on my financial journey? Something I can cut back on, and then a behavior that I can increase and improve upon to be able to reach my short-term and long-term goals. Think about it. Think about it, reflect. It really is worth it to really reflect, because it really is a mindset. And part of that mindset, it's important to, specifically when wanting to do any part of financial journey, but even living within or below your means. You can read books, you can read articles on it, watch videos about it. It helps you to have that mindset, because you may already know the math. You may already know, like, mathematically, I shouldn't get this because I'll go over this amount and my budget's all messed up and now I don't have anything until the next pay period, and whatever the case may be, you know? That's an example, right? So mathematically, you know the math, you know what you're supposed to do. But sometimes the mindset is, but I gotta have it now, and this must be done. There's no better time than the present to do this specific thing. But it's like, no, you know, I like to give my previous videos, I mentioned like an example of sneakers, you know, like, do I need these sneakers right now? Or do I already have pretty good sneakers? Can I just put those off for a little bit because I need to handle other things, you know? That's an example. So it's like, sometimes, even with the instant gratification, that's how we live above our means. Like how we as humans can live above our means sometimes, because we may think we really need something like right then and there, when we really don't. We really don't. It's like, that really can wait. I'll give a personal example. So, for Thanksgiving, I purchased way too much gravy. Had I thought about it a little more or whatever, I could have realized, like, oh, we already had enough gravy. Because I believe the extra gravy I purchased, I had to end up throwing it in the trash because we had cooked it. I think ended up keeping it in the freezer. Then, I don't know. Somehow it ended up going in the trash because, like, we just had too much gravy. So had I thought ahead and looked about how much gravy we already had and that we didn't need anymore, I could have been like, oh, I don't need to buy this. And I could have saved that. How much did I think I spent on that gravy? I think I spent, like, it wasn't a whole bunch of money specifically for the gravy. That might have been, I think it was like $20-something, maybe a little less than that. So it wasn't super expensive, but who cares? Like, even if it's not super expensive, every dollar, every penny matters. And what you put every dollar, every penny to should be done usefully, and it should be done carefully. Because that's how you save. That's how you are able to manage well. So think about that. When you think about living within and below your means, think about how every penny, every dollar, every cent matters. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Take care. Have a blessed one. Peace.